What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 4-hour stream today. Hope you all are doing very, very well. We're going to do 2 hours of Great One grinding, and then we're going to do 2 hours of free hunting to try to work on the community challenge for the community. So I'm going to let you guys choose where you want to see me hunt at after the last 2 hours, and I'm just going to go trophy hunting on whatever map you guys want to see me hunt on, and we're going to try to contribute to some of that community challenge. But before then, we're going to try to see if we can get this Great One to spawn in the next couple of hours. And I'll be out with you all as soon as I get things set up. Alright, looks like we are good to go, so let's get right to it. There is currently nobody in stream or in chat at the moment, but I'm feeling really chipper today, so I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and start hunting, and I think I'm just going to give some generic commentary. Nothing too special. There ain't a whole lot of big topics to talk about right now, but on the road to 500, I am ready to do this 4-hour stream. It's been a while since we had a 4-hour stream, and I'm excited for it. Let me see. I'm thinking, well, it's not terrible time, but I think I'll back it up by 1 hour. Hope we'll get some people in the chat here soon. Normally it's about an hour after I start when people start showing up, but you never know. Alright, we should be good to go now. Also, just to let you guys know, my dog is currently outside sunbathing in the sun on our back porch. So when she starts looking through the door to let me know that she needs to come back in, I will have to stop and go let her back in. Whoop. And it might help if I had the right gun on me. Or the right loadout, I should say. Luckily, I do still have the right gun. I'm going to have to switch my loadout, though, when I get back to the next tent. I haven't done anything much since our last stream, so I still got my guns from last stream going. That'll work. Let's see. Where did those birds go? I think they're out here. Yeah, there they are. Alright, guys, my my dog is currently looking through the door like she's ready to come back in, so give me 1 second. Let me grab these 2 pheasants, and then while I'm fast traveling over to the next point, I'm going to go get her. Let her back inside. Alright, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're good to resume. Sorry to keep y'all waiting, for anybody who might be lingering in the chat. Also, for anybody, YouTube sometimes doesn't show me when there's people watching me, so for any of you who are lingering and want to help support the channel, your subscription along with your like would help me out tremendously. I am trying to get to 500 subscribers as soon as possible, so I would appreciate any support you guys can give. Let's see. Hopefully we have some trophies today. We got a diamond last stream, so I'm hoping that we get a rare or a diamond this stream as well. Honestly, it's starting out pretty good, though. All of our birds are in their zones, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm still not used to this. The four-wheelers just got fixed where you can finally change colors of the four-wheelers again, so I keep expecting to see the black one. But I'm happy to get back on my red four-wheeler. Now, the next zone I'm going to was not acting right yesterday, so I'm hoping that it's all straightened out. I have one zone that just was not getting its mail back, so hopefully the mail has returned. And if you guys are noticing on the left side over there is a particular zone that I'm not currently hunting. It's because it has a lot of hunting pressure on it. Yesterday we did have a diamond potential bird over there. Sadly, it did troll. And I ended up having to kill both roosters without being in the tripods. So I'm having to wait on that zone until I can get their hunting pressure back down. Let's see. What is out here today? So this zone is now back. That is awesome. So I'll take that guy. How far are you? There we go. Let's see, what's in this zone today? And these birds are going to be way out there again. Oh, well, good. Today looks like I got most of my birds back. That is excellent news. How far are they from here? About 200. I think I can make that shot with the 22. I'm pretty sure the first mill dot down is 200, and that's right at 2, so that's over. There we go. And now where's my other rooster? There he is. He's right around 190. There we go. Moving right along today. Yes, we are. Now, hopefully this next zone is the one I was talking to you guys about that was not one to operate correctly yesterday. I have a zone over here that always had a rooster or two in it, and for about 5 runs in a row yesterday, there was nothing in it. So, if there's something in it now, I'm really hoping it's going to be something special, but if not, I'm just at least hoping there's a rooster. Okay, so I did get my rooster back, so that's good. So he just wasn't getting his respawn yesterday. But at least my rooster is back where he's supposed to be. If I can just get this lined up. No, I don't want to be that high. There we go. And I don't have a second one, so let's keep on moving. Sometimes I do get 2 in that zone, but it's really rare. I have a couple of zones like that. This zone, and then I think the next one I'm going to actually are the 2 zones that I sometimes have 2 in, but most of the time I only have 1. If I'm not mistaken. Let's go over here and grab this pheasant, then I'll grab the 4-wheeler and go over and get the other one. Oh yeah, there's 2 here. This is also a zone that sometimes has 2 and sometimes has 1, so I'm glad to see that I'm getting a lot of my respawns back today. I'm not expecting this to happen all day, though. These zones are usually very weird in the way that they work. So I'm expecting maybe 1 to 3 runs, and then I'm expecting everything to go back to being weird. So that's how it has been. And I'm really hoping it's due to the fact that a great one is about to spawn. I am about 1,200 kills in, so it could be any time now. And I really want to be able to move on. I'm really hoping that most of the stream today could be just us having some fun, talking to chat, free roaming, trying to help the community with the community challenge, because I really do want the new colors, or skins, or whatever you want to call them. But this great one is I really do like pheasants, and I love hunting them, so I really do want the at least one great one pheasant. I'm hoping for the sapphire. I love the blue pheasant, but I will happily take an emerald or any of the other ones, just from the ones that I've seen other people get. But at the blue pheasant, I've always loved the melanistic, and I've always loved the sapphire. So I'm really hoping my great one is the sapphire. But if it's not, I'm not going to be let down. I'll still be happy with what I get, and I'll be able to move on to my next great one later on. Still deciding on what species it's going to be, though. Oh, and I got 2 in this zone. Nice. This is another zone that sometimes has 2 and sometimes has 1. And we got both. Yeah, we're starting out very, very strong today. So all of my zones that can sometimes have 2 in them have 2 in them today. And I'm very, very happy about that. The more kills we get, the more chances of rares and the more chances of the great ones. So I'm very happy about that. I still wish they'd update the game to where you're going to be facing, like if you go to a tent, that where you're always facing the door this way. I don't know why, whenever you're fast traveling, most of the time you're going to face this way. You have to turn around and run out. It's just more of a quality of life thing, but I do hope they do patch that at some point. That would be very helpful to be able to just fast travel to a tent and be facing the direction you want to face. Let's see, is there going to be 2 here? There's 1. And there is 2. So we do got both here as well. Nice. I'm loving the start for the day today. Nope, you're not going to run. And neither is your buddy. Alright, good. I'm really hoping all my shots count today. Yesterday, towards the end of the stream, I don't know what was going on, but most of my shots were still hitting, but I was actually struggling a little bit. So far, I don't think I've missed yet, so I may have 1 miss. I don't know yet. But everything's going good so far, so I'm happy with it. Is it up here? No, not this tree. So it'd be right here. I think. Pheasants. I thought it was right in this area. Oh, is this tree down here? Oh well. There they are. Moving right along. Finally got that long run over with. Let's see what's over here today. Female. Yep, female. There's one of the males. This one apparently is still missing its male, so I'll scan it one more time with my scope here in a second just to make sure we don't miss anything. There's that one. Let's see, usually there's 2 here, but it does not look like it's the case today. That's fine. We'll get the shotgun out just in case we jump it when we get over there, but let's fast travel over there to get this bird. I can't tell what they are. Okay, so yeah, that's the male there. So we did have 2 males. And he's going to land over there, actually. No, he's not. Is he? Yeah, he is, I think. Yeah, he is. Well, this is convenient. Maybe we can still get him after all. Just need to get over here to him. Hopefully he hasn't spooked yet. I can't tell if he's still over there or not, but we'll go over here and check. May not get this one, but I'm hoping that he's still over here. What's up, Roz? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to see that you came back. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. We had 2 pheasants in one of my zones, and one of them came over here and landed, and I think he's taken back off again, so we're going to look like... It looks like we're only going to get 1. But hope you're doing well today, man. Hope you are doing well. Let's see. So where is the one that we got? I think he's back here behind me. No? There he is. Okay. Oh gosh, man, that's rough. Yeah, I don't like trolls. I'd rather it just make diamond or be way off. When you get a troll, man, it's kind of gutting. I still mount trolls from time to time, though. If it still has a really cool rack on it or it's some cool color, I will still mount it. That's rough, man. I'm sorry to hear that. We don't have any trophies today just yet. We've killed a few pheasants, but we haven't seen anything mountable just yet. Nope. Stop. Ah. Is there another male in there? Oh. Hi. That's a female, though. Yeah, those are females. Yeah, I think I've spooked out this zone. Unfortunately. Let's see. Did I just see a male? I did see a male. So it looks like we might be able to go home with one. Yep, we are. Oh, good. So it's going to be 1 out of 2 again. And this guy's more on this side, so I'm going to go to the other tripod, or the other tent. Ah, that's rough, man. But that's usually how it goes, though. Whenever you get a really big one like that, most of the time you will not get another big one in the spot. I mean, sometimes you will, but most of the time it's going to be like, when you're hunting whitetail and you get a big level 3, usually the next one that spawns in its place is going to be a smaller level 2 if you're herd managing. There we go. It's alright, Mila. Ignore my dog again, guys. Again, if she hears any kind of noises that's not supposed to be, that's weird to her, she'll bark at it and get tore up. Sounds like fun, man. Just make sure you have the right weapon for it. Let's see. So there's that guy. He's calm. So I think I'm going to go after his buddy over here first. Aim a little low. Yeah, it's too low. There we go. And then I'm going to go after him. We got them both. Alright. But yeah, man, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the stream for me. It helps spread it around YouTube. Also, if you'll remind me, during our last 2 hours of the stream, we are going to be doing some free hunts and stuff. And just like I told you yesterday, if you want me to go to I'm going to be going to Teowara some today. I'm just getting that urge again to where I'm wanting to go and hunt some Sika deer and stuff. I'm about to try to help out with the community challenge. So while I'm on there, I will open up and show you what my fallow ground looks like, and I'll also show you where you can find your red deer. So if you'll remind me, if you're here during that time, remind me, and I'll be more than happy to show you where those are. Okay? Hush, Mila. So far, my shots have been right on point today. Most of them. There's that guy. And then here's the other one. Yeah, for anybody who's in chat and having a good time watching the stream, please make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. If you guys like playthroughs and you like Call of the Wild, my channel is mostly a Call of the Wild channel, but I also do playthroughs on the side. So if you guys enjoy that kind of stuff, I will be doing both on this channel. Appreciate any help we can get. We're trying to get to 500 as soon as possible. Let's see, is that pressure relieved? It is. Let's go. We can hunt this zone again. Yeah, guys, I'm roughly, I estimated last night, so just to let you all know, I was actually pretty close. I've calculated how many birds I usually kill every 2 runs, and it's anywhere from about 40 to 60, depending on if I get the extras or not. So it like spirals. So if it's like this run, I'll get about 20, 24. I think it's how many birds I get. So I calculated that since I started in December, and I would be roughly about right between 1,000 to 1,100 is where I would be in the grind right now. So, and that's also including just whenever I was discovering the map. So just in case you guys are wondering how far into the grind I am, I did go out of my way to see forward about you guys, and I am roughly about 1,100. Because we've had a few 4-hour streams. We've had a lot of 2-hour streams since December, and most of my shots counted. So that's where we're currently at right now. Hang on one second, guys. I got a text. I got to reply to. Okay, I'm back. Hang on one second. Let me refresh my stream, guys. Anytime that I stop and do something on my phone, it likes to freeze. So I have to refresh. So whenever you delete a drink zone rise, it's going to do one of two things. Either number one, the next time you do it's going to come back in the next several times, or it's going to move somewhere else. So if you do delete a zone, you're standing a chance of it ending up in an even worse place than it's already in. However, if you want to test the waters, because I used to do that too. If I had like 2 zones that are really close together and I didn't want one of them there, I would go ahead and delete that zone. But here's the thing: when you shoot a deer out of that zone, check and see if the pressure area on your map reaches the other zone. If they're close enough to where both zones are going to be touching each other after you shoot that zone out, then you'll end up deleting both. So you got to be very, very careful with your pressure. So make sure that whenever you're hunting these animals and deleting the zone, make sure that your hunting pressure is not touching the other zone. Because if it is, then you're not going to be able to do anything because it is going to end up deleting it. So you'll end up just having to herd manage it. And honestly, the herd managing it is what I would end up doing anyways. So if you're asking me like what I'd do, then yes, I would do the herd management on it. I would not delete the zone. I would just make it a zone that you don't have to hunt. So That's just my advice for you. Is I would not actually delete it, but rather just manage it. If you can just turn it into a zone full of level 1s and females, then you're good. It's the same difference as if you just didn't want to hunt it at that point. You can just ignore it. So just place your tents and setups for the other zone, and and then herd manage the other one. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and reset time. I did a little bit of grinding last night, by the way, guys. Not a whole lot, but just like 30 more minutes after my stream, and and I found that I'm getting more respawns if I actually do not do the 2 runs, but rather just reset time. So I'm still doing so basically instead of just continuously doing 2 runs, when it hits 11, I'm gonna go ahead and just reset time and just keep going. And then if I end up in a situation where my zones are not spawning back in, I will then do a main menu reset. So I've changed very, very insignificantly, but I am going to do things a little bit different to see if that helps with my respawns. Because yesterday they were being kind of weird towards the end of the stream. Yeah, that's the thing about it, man. So Roz, you got to have a lot of patience when you're doing herd management. If it tells you anything, whenever I was doing my I was in New England, and if you've ever hunted on New England, and you're doing the whitetail grind and you're wanting to herd manage, if it tells you anything, it took me about 50 hours. I'm not kidding. It took me about 50 hours just to get that map to where I could actually start grinding, because I had so many zones that just refused, and I mean absolutely refused to bring good sized bucks, or excuse me, small bucks. So if you have a zone that you absolutely hate, unfortunately, you're just going to keep hunting there until you get them down to level 1s. Eventually, you will get them. I'm not going to lie to you. Eventually, you will get a level 1. Or if you end up getting a really teeny tiny basket rack level 2, that will still be good. So remember, if you get a level 2 in that zone, but it's really teeny tiny and it looks like a level 1, just leave it. It's the same. It'll do the same difference. And then at that point, you don't even have to worry about that zone no more. You can go ahead and just hunt the other one. And again, do not actually start grinding. In my opinion, I mean, I'd choose 2 or 3 zones to include while you're trying to herd manage. So whenever I'm doing a grind and I'm herd managing, what I'll do is I'll pick a few of my favorite zones to grind in, and I'll make sure they have small ones in them. And what I'm doing is I'll shoot the big ones out of the zone that I don't want them in, and then I'll shoot the little ones out of the zone that I do want them in. And what you want to do there is just leave them lay. Okay, so you can try this tactic. It's called the swapping tactic. But find a buck in the zone you don't want, and shoot the level 2. Go to another zone that you're actually wanting to get the great one from, and shoot a level 1 out of it, and then leave them laying for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then don't shoot anything else. Don't shoot any other whitetails. And you want to do that, and then at that point, main menu reset, and then try that over and over again. And eventually you may get them to swap places. Again, though, you are going to be taking a risk because sometimes they won't respawn. So you can try that if you want to. It's worked for me a few times, but again, it is kind of a risky thing to try. So that is totally up to your own consent there. Yeah, you have to so you have to kill, I think, 6 animals. If I'm not mistaken, you cannot be in a tripod. If you're in a tripod or if you're in any kind of like cover, then you're going to end up getting the minute coverage, and it'll allow you to kill a lot more animals out of it. So if you're wanting to delete a zone, do not be in any kind of cover whatsoever. Do not be using tripods, tree stands, or anything. You just want to walk right out and just shoot and just start shooting. And I think after you've killed 3 animals without cover, it will delete, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where that guy thought he was going. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't deleted a zone in forever because I'm really I'm kind of against deleting zones, even though I have done it. But it's mainly because I had a zone that was like this. So the only time I ever delete a zone is if it's in the I think I've only deleted 2 in my entire 2,000 hours of playing the game. I think there's only 2 zones I intentionally deleted, and one of them I deleted because I had the perfect setup towards a zone that I wanted to hunt, but there was another zone in between me and that zone I'm wanting to hunt. So I just could not shoot that zone because I would end up shooting into other animals. So I decided to delete that zone, and it moved somewhere that I was actually okay with. And I left it be. And then the other time that I deleted the zone was okay. was a long time ago. Whenever I found my red deer, I was wanting to celebrate a little bit, so I decided to shoot out the zone that the great one red deer was in, so that way it would get a fresh respawn if I decided to do it again. And then the zone did come back with new animals, but again, that was more or less just because I knew I wouldn't return to the red deer grind without there being more like I wanted more variation of the red deer before I did another grind for them, so I knew that deleting that zone wouldn't hurt me in any way. But that's like the only 2 times I've ever deleted zones. Most of the time, I'd rather just keep shooting and keep shooting until I get them managed down. Rev on Thule was a rough one with the moose for me. It took me a long time to get Rev on Thule managed to the point where it's at now. Yeah, it's totally fine, man. Like I said, if you have any questions for me, make sure you ask. I don't care to help you a bit. I'll help you to my fullest extent. But yeah, do not be in a tripod if you're wanting to delete zones. You actually do want to turn it bright pink, and eventually it will delete. I think it's 3 animals, if I'm not mistaken. I think I always exceed it and go about 5, or at least try to murder the entire group. Because the more animals you kill, the higher chance you'll get of deleting it. But again, make sure that your pressure whenever you shoot these animals, make sure it's not touching the zone that you're actually wanting to hunt. Because you will destroy both zones if you ain't careful. But yeah, you can destroy zones, but I would recommend just managing it down because it actually benefit you that way if you manage them. Because it just adds more animals to make you have more diamonds. The more level 1s you have on your map, the higher chances of diamond you have. Yeah, that makes sense. I just now read your last message as well. That does actually give a pretty good example of when to delete a zone. But you got to keep in mind too, though, if you fast travel to that zone and it's spooking those deer, but it doesn't spook the zone that you're actually wanting to kill, then you actually should just go ahead and herd manage it, in my opinion. Because even though you're spooking that zone, as long as it isn't affecting the zone you're actually wanting to hunt, that's actually not going to affect you at all. So, like, I have a couple of zones that I'm in some of my grinds right now where whenever I teleport to it, it's going to immediately spook another zone, but I already have that zone herd managed, so I just let them spook, and I just hunt the other zones. So, yeah, I would still just recommend managing that zone down if you can. At least that's my advice for you. But again, if it is a major inconvenience, I do understand that. It's just I would not recommend it though. Okay, so Rise, I'm going to teach you another trick real quick. So what you want to do, if you're early into the drink zones, go ahead and hunt some other animals for a while and finish out your run. Or if you're near the end of the drink zone, go ahead, reset time. Make sure you're in a tent that's away from those of that zone, like really far away, at least 200 at least 300 yards away. And what you're wanting to do is that you're wanting to go to another tent and then reset time to their drink zones. Go to the main menu, wait about 15 seconds, go back into the game, and then walk your way back to that zone and then look at it and see if those animals are back. Sometimes now it doesn't work as good as it used to, where it guarantees that your animals would be there. But sometimes, about 3 out of 5 times, it is actually still working in my opinion. So if the animals aren't if you don't want to wait for them, just go somewhere that's pretty good distance away and just reset time. Go to main menu, wait about 20 seconds, and then go back into the game. And then usually they'll be there. But again, if they're not there, then yeah, you'll just have to hunt for a little bit. But yeah, you can try that trick. It does work about 2 out of 5 times. And also, guys, I see there's a couple of you lingering, and maybe more. Like I always say, about every 30 minutes to an hour, make sure you guys are hitting the like button and subscribe for me. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers as soon as possible. And if you guys have any questions for me, need any help with Call of the Wild, please comment. Join the chat down below. I have no restrictions on my chat as long as you guys keep it clean and nothing controversial talk, and we will be fine. So, I'm be happy to talk to any of you. Let's see. Where's your brother at? Okay, I just saw spot animal. That's a female. Female. Male. Buddy, where do you think you're going? Away from me is where she's going. Golly, I shot over top of him. Please land. Please land. Nah. There he is. Gonna keep trying at him. I don't think we're gonna get that guy. Oh, man. Yeah, we're gonna have to let him go. I tried. Alright. 1 out of 2. I'll still take it. Alright, I'm gonna refresh my stream, guys, just make sure that it's still up to date and running well. There we go. No, unfortunately in my 2,000 hours, Rise, I do not even have a single super rare to my name. I have a lot of gold rares, or a few rares that made gold, and I have a few that got real close to diamond. But unfortunately, I've had the worst luck with super rares, man. I do not have a single one to my name, and most of my hours have been spent grinding with herd management. So I don't know why I'm having such bad luck with super rares, but yeah, no, I don't have a single one to my name. I have one of every great one, except for the last 3. And I have a few gold rares, but I don't have a single diamond rare. So it's been rough. And I really do want this great one, and I'm probably going to flip out whenever I see it. But if I were to see a level 3 rare and it made diamond, or any animal right now that would be a super rare, I would be a lot more happier than getting the great one, because I haven't wanted the super rare since I started playing the game in 2017. And I just sadly have never... And I took about 3 years off, so I would have a lot more hours in the game, but I took 3 years off at one point of gaming. So that's the reason also why I'm only 2,000 hours, even though it's been out since 2017. I played it for the first 2 years that it was out, and then I took the first year that it was out, I think, and then I took 3 years off, and I'm 3 to 4 years away from Call of the Wild, and then I returned. Buddy, what are you doing over there? Oh, come on. Man, I'm just terrified. I cannot help but spook these birds today, man. Crap. Now, let's see if the other male's over here, but I don't think he will be. I don't know what that bird was doing on this side. They're usually always over here on this hillside. Well, things ain't going my way. At least he wasn't a great one. At least he wasn't a great one. You got 2 gold piebald whitetail. That's awesome, man. I have a piebald red deer that was an 8 mythical, and he was only a couple of points off diamond. And then I have... I'm sure that I have a few gold piebald red, whitetail probably to my name. I really don't know. It's all in my herd. Where I'm waiting to get the great one pheasant. All of my trophies are in the herd manager right now. So I really, not herd manager, but trophy manager. They're all in the trophy manager right now. So I really don't remember exactly what all my trophies are. which also makes it more exciting whenever we decide to actually build my lodge, because I'll be able to see what all I have again. And why are all my birds just running away today? Man, at least I got him. At least I got that one. Sheesh, man, it's been a struggle today. My one rare that I was actually most proud of was actually one that got taken from me, sadly. Which I've talked about it in one of my last streams. I don't remember which stream it was, but whenever I first played the game back in 2017 or 2018, and I didn't know anything about great ones, I just knew about the rares and the diamonds. I was just a pretty hunter, and I love turkey hunting on Silver Ridge Peaks, and I still do. And I ended up having a turkey come in, and it was white, and I thought for sure that it was a piebald or one of the or something like that. But it turned out to be the rarest turkey you can get, which is a albino, and it was a gold albino. So it was a really big turkey, and it made gold, and it was an albino turkey. And I think it was like a day or two later, there was a huge storm that came through, and damaged. And for some reason, even though I had it unplugged, whenever I came back to play, it said that there was corrupted data on my game. So whenever I returned, all the trophies that I had killed prior to that visit on SRP was still in my trophy manager, but everything that I mounted from that day was gone, including my albino turkey. And I have never got it back. I have never killed another albino since then. And yeah, that was my favorite trophy I had. It was a completely white turkey with a red head, and it was gold rank, and I called him in and didn't even know he was around. Like, I just got a warning call on Silver Ridge Peaks. I got into a bush and started calling, and it was just trying to make it a realistic turkey hunt, and out of nowhere it came an albino turkey. And yeah, I ended up losing him the day after I killed him. So luckily I haven't lost anything else, but that's been my biggest heartbreak of the game, honestly. That has been my biggest disappointment while playing Call of the Wild. Well, I'm sure I would have, Rise. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's always on your discretion when it comes to deleting zones. There are some zones that are just nothing but pests, and it does make sense to want to move them somewhere else. So, I mean, like I said, the only person who knows what kind of situation you were in was you. And if you think the best idea was to get rid of it instead of herd manage it, then that is your call. Again, the more you play the game, the more you'll learn what needs to be done and what doesn't. So you'll get there. You'll get to the point to where you'll instantly know if you should herd manage or if you should delete. Again, I've only had 2 different instances since I started playing this game where I actually wanted to delete zones. So it is always on your own discretion. Well, there we go. Oh, that's rough, man. Yeah, the biggest tip I can give you for whenever you kill an animal that you want to tax, immediately grab it and then put it, and then once you're in the trophy screen, go ahead and taxidermize it, like right off the bat. Because that automatically will save it as a taxidermized animal, and there's no way you can lose it again. So if the last couple of times that I've gotten rares, I'll probably look at it for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then I'll tax it immediately. Because I don't want to leave the harvest screen or have my game crash while I'm looking at it. So, like, for instance, if this was a great one right now, I would immediately pick it up, and then right now I'll be taxidermizing it, just to make sure that the game saves it. So that way, if my game were to crash or something were to happen, it would instantly be saved, and I would never lose it. So that's the tip I'd give you for claiming animals and also making sure they get taxed and you don't lose them. Is just immediately pick them up and immediately pick them up and immediately save the harvest or immediately taxidermize it. Because they both do the same thing. Just one makes it to where it's already taxed, and the other one makes it to where you can tax it later. So in case you're wondering what the difference is there, I can give you that tip as well, where you're new. When you pick up an animal, there's 2 options. There's taxidermize and save harvest. If you hit save harvest, it'll save your animal for you without spending any money, and you can come back later to actually pay to have it taxidermized. Whereas if you hit the taxidermize button, it's going to instantly charge you and instantly taxidermize the animal where it's ready to go in the lodge. So there's another good hint for you too. Or tip, rather. Oh, I see, man. Yeah, I got you now. That is rough. Well, I think that most of mine doesn't save to the cloud, but rather saves to my internal storage on my PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that I use the cloud save data on Call of the Wild just because of reasons like that, where it might delete. Or any game really. If there's a game that has cloud save on it, I usually try my best just to use my internal storage to save my stuff. The only time I ever use cloud save is if I'm starting to run out of memory for the game and I have to start putting it somewhere else. That's like the only time I use cloud. But I don't even think I have a game that does that. I think the last time I had a game like that was on PS4. So, gotcha, man. Okay. See, I'm not a PC. I'm a PS5 person, so I didn't know. My stuff operates slightly different than the PCs do. Yes, hello. How are you today? I love being greeted by my birds, even whenever they're spooking for no reason. Now, Roz, yesterday, a Bison Man was in my chat towards the end of my stream, and I told him that after I hit 500 subscribers, we're going to do a special where I'm going to open up one of my maps. I have 2 maps right now on my single player account that have not been discovered, so I was going to open it up to you all and let you guys actually hunt alongside me. Unfortunately, it does not come as I mean, I'm trying to get the word for it. It's not cross-platform, so unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to actually jump in and hunt alongside me. However, I told Boston and anybody else who's PC players that can't join me actually on the map that day that I'll let them tell me where on the map they want me to hunt and what they want me to hunt for. So that way, you guys can still somewhat be involved, and you guys will still be like I'm choosing where I hunt and stuff. And if I end up finding anything cool, then you guys can like have that uppity feeling to you. So I'll try to find some way to incorporate you guys into that stream, even if you can't actually hunt alongside me. And then I'll also be trying my best to learn how to open up a Discord and start the Discord at that time. And I'm having memberships and emotes and stuff started, so just trying to get there as soon as possible. Alright, while I'm switching over to this one, let me refresh my stream again. I like to refresh my stream about every 30 minutes to an hour, just to make sure that my chat is still working and make sure that I'm still up to date on it with myself. Yeah, if we get the great one to spawn, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put out a post to everybody, let them know that I've got the great one on my map, and then I'm going to give it about 10 to 15 minutes, so that way if anybody's wanting to join the stream, they can, and then we'll take him out. And then at that point... Oh, come on, I couldn't even get one? Are they going to fly to me? I believe they are. Just going to sit right here and wait for them then. How did I not hit that bird? L aim, man. L aim. Dude, I'm so gutted right now. That was the easiest shotgun shot, and today I did not make it count. Oh, that was rough. Oh, thank you, Flop. I really appreciate it, man. Make sure you hit the like button for me so it helps spread me around YouTube. But I'm glad to hear from you. I'm glad you're having a great day. Oh, and I actually made the shot count. Okay, good. I was wondering how I didn't hit that bird. But I hope you're doing good at 2 a.m. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Let my dog help me track this one. I don't know if I got both or just that one. It looks like I just got the one. Okay. Well, I'll settle for it. You just shot a diamond potential with the wrong gun. Oh, that's rough, man. That happens to all of us, though. Oh gosh, I've done that. I've done that on one of my streams recently. Actually, I don't know if you remember, but I think it was two or three streams ago. I ended up shooting a pheasant with the I shot the pheasant with the 308. So that's rough, man. Like I said though, if it ends up scoring diamond, just go ahead and tax it as a diamond. Like that's what I do. Like, yes, you won't get the medal for diamond, but to me, it's still the same. You still got the animal, and it still ranks a diamond rank. So I'm always still happy to get it, even if I don't get the medal. So I have a few golds in my trophy manager where I shot them more than one time or didn't hit the vital, and they actually made diamond. It's just I didn't get the medal, but I kept it anyways because it's still a diamond. It just doesn't have the medal with it. So if you're okay doing it that way, you can always keep it for that reason. I'm just glad I got at least one of those pheasants. Yeah, I don't see blood for the other one. Just hoping I didn't spook everything out of here, but it looks like I may have. What time is it getting to be? Oh, it's after 11, so that's probably the reason why they're not. Okay, so I'm going to have to reset time again here in a minute. Well, at least these guys are still here. And I missed. There we go. Oh, my zeroing is wrong. No wonder why I shot high, or low rather. I had my zeroing on 109 instead of 164. There we go. Okay, so basically it does sometimes work, but you have to pass a little bit of real life time first. So like if you're just wanting to reset time without going to the main menu, then you need to hunt in real life time for about 10 to 15 minutes, or maybe even 20 if you want to go even further. And then most of the time, no, not all the time, but most of the time, just resetting time will bring them back to the zones, even though it will take them a couple of minutes to pop in. However, like I said, if you what I usually do is if I'm wanting a zone to come back, or if I'm not seeing anything, is I'll hunt for about 10 to 15 minutes, go to the main menu, wait about 15 seconds, and then go back into the map, and that usually brings the animals back. Because the reason they're not returning is may not be because you're not getting respawns, but rather because the respawns are still spooked where you just shot the animals out of that zone, and they have to be calm before they come back. So redoing a main menu reset will make them be set back to calm, which thus allows them to return to the zones. Hopefully that made sense. And hopefully I can make this shot count. What was that? Did anybody else hear that audio bug just then? Like, I shot the gun and it sounded like it misfired or something. Like, that was weird. At least that's the way it sounded in my headset. It may have been my headset, but I went to shoot the gun and it's like, I heard this little bloop kind of a sound, but it wasn't a pow. But yeah, Rise, I hope that helped you out. So, So yes, it does reset time, but you have to hunt for a little while in real life time first. That's the reason, like, as you're watching me grind right now, like if you like here on screen, you'll notice that I only reset time after I've hunted for quite a while. And then usually whenever I come back, my respawns are there. So yes, it does work, but you have to put in a little bit of IRL time before it'll work that way. If you're needing to come back immediately, you can try the main menu trick. But from where they made an update to where it doesn't guarantee it happening, then it's basically like a chance of it happening. So I'm gonna move to this tent and go ahead and reset time. So like here's an instance. So I just shot out that group. Like if you're watching me right now, I just came out of that zone. So that zone will not come back when I reset this time right now because I just killed them. The game takes a little while to reset, about 10 to 15 minutes IRL time to bring back my respawns unless you go to the main menu. But because I'm grinding and I'm currently going around in circles and doing the same laps, I know that by the time I get back around to that zone, it's going to be after 10 or 15 minutes and they're going to be there. Or at least they should be. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. I'm trying to help you as much as I possibly can right now to make my explanations make sense. If you're using a dog, a scat found basically just means you found poop, like you found the poop of an animal. Because on this game, you can track animals. If you find tracks on the ground, you actually can follow them to the animal that made them. Usually, it's mostly only used for like trophy hunting. If you know the weights of animals, you get the perk where it allows you to see how heavy the animal is. If you grab a track and it's like you can tell it's a max weight animal, like it's the heaviest animal can get on the game, you know it's a potential for it could be a diamond or something really good at least. So scat found isn't very helpful, but I mean at least it can put you on a trail of an animal if you're trying to track something or find something. There ain't nothing here at this time. So this is a good example right here, too, for your eyes. So I've been gone for about 15, 20 minutes already from this zone, but there's still no respawns here. Again, that does not mean that anything's messed up or that I've done anything wrong. It just means the game hasn't loaded in the next respawns yet. So the best thing for me to do is just keep hunting. Finish out my run and then come back again. If you're able to come back after 2 in-game day resets after you've hunted out full days and they're still not there, at that point I'd recommend doing the main menu reset. And then if you come back and they're still not there, give it another couple of days, and if they have not came back, then that zone is then you probably had a solo male or a couple of males in there that were solos, and they probably moved to a different zone. And that means that you've lost that zone, unfortunately, because that will happen. It's very rare, or it's not very rare, but it's very uncommon, but it does happen to all of us. So you'll end up with a zone that's awesome, and then all of a sudden your males will just disappear, and you'll be there for several runs, and they just won't come back, and it's because they were unfortunately alone. Oh, I have 3 males here? Okay, I've never had 3 roosters here before. That is very interesting. So that means one of these is probably a solo, like I was just talking about. Oh, come on, he ducked. If you're gonna fly right at me, I'll just shoot you out of the sky. Are you a male? No. You a male? No. You a male? No. So where'd the third one go? Oh, is this him? No. Oh, some of them are fleeing over that way. That's okay. I got 2 out of 3. I'll take it. Yeah, it could be. I would not immediately believe that though. Like I said, I'd give it several runs first. So what I would do is I would just hunt out real life time, just give it a pretty good while. Hunt some other zones for a good bit. Just pass some time, and then reset time again. Come back to that zone. If they're still not there, just don't get worried yet. Just do it again. Just keep hunting real life time, passing some time. And then by the 3rd time, after you've reset time 3 times and have seen the zone 3 times, if there's no deer there anymore after that time, then yeah, I'd say that all 3 of them were solos and they've moved to other zones. Because like I said, that will happen, but it's just not it's not like a guarantee that it's going to happen, if that makes sense. Ow. Do you mind I'm wearing headphones, Mr. Raccoon. That hurts. Ow. Good grief. But yeah, man, hopefully everything I'm telling you is a big help for you today. I'm hoping that it's helping you understand the animals a little bit more. But yeah, man, that's what I do. Is whenever I get a zone that's no longer giving me males, I will literally do sometimes up to 6 runs because I just really want to make sure there's nothing else there. And after I've been there several times and there's still no males, at that point I'll say that it's not good. And I will either take, if I have a tent and a setup there, I'll go ahead and remove that setup and move on to somewhere else. But let's say after you've grinded some other zones for a very long period of time, I will then return to that zone and just check it again. Like, I'm going to say that in real life time, I'll hunt a few days in real life time on other zones. And then I'll just go back to that zone and just double check it. And make sure that the males did not return. And then as long as the males ain't there, then you know that you had a solo zone and you can just leave it be at that point. Okay, there's that pheasant. There's this one. There we go. Got them both. Okay, yeah, if you've been there that many times and you've reset time and also went to the main menu and did the main menu trick I told you about, then yeah, I'd say you can abandon it for now. But again, I would return to it after you've hunted other zones in real life for a few days. So like if you grind over the weekend or something, let's say Sunday or Monday, you haven't been back to that zone yet, I would check it at least on a Sunday. Grind all day today, grind all day tomorrow. Don't even go back to that zone if you don't want to. And then on Sunday, I would return to that zone and just check it one final time. And then if you're ever at any other zones and you realize that you lose males in those zones, that's another instance where I would go back and check, because that means that you may have found those two deer, and after shooting them, they may return, because solo males will bounce back and forth between different areas they like to be in. So you might lose those three males. So if you have like two males and three females, and then the males just stop coming in, then that may mean they move to somewhere else for now. And you might be grinding in another zone and that has five males in it, and then all of a sudden it reduces by from 5 to 3. That's a pretty telltale sign that those two that two of those that you were shooting were those solos. I mean, like I said, all of this comes with experience. The more that you do grinding and the more that you learn about how respawns work, the more it will make sense. So a lot of my education has just came from just simply doing grinds. Watching how animals behave, going to different zones that used to not have anything, and just double checking them after I have some zones that quit having things in them again. Over time, you will learn when and how to do all this stuff, and you won't have any more questions, because it does make sense. It'll just settle in your mind how it works, even though you may not be able to put it into words. What's up, Bison? Welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're doing well, Grandpa. I guess it'd be kind of funny in a way, because it's like Daddy Train, so D stands for Daddy, I guess, and and a nearby son. So I guess that would make me Daddy and you son. Daddy Train and by son. How you doing today, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Make sure you hit the like button for me if you don't mind, help spread it around. We're going to be doing a little bit of everything today. Since you're joining in, we're doing 2 hours of Great One grinding, and then we're going to do 2 hours of free roaming, and try to help out with the community challenge some. How am I missing that shot? Aim higher? Oh, that's way too high. Panic was setting in, but we got him. I know, that's why I corrected myself. I had to think about it there for a minute, so I had to come up with something else to call you, and I thought about your name, and it was like by son. So, yeah, you're more like by son. Oh goodness. Yeah, we're going to do 2 hours of Great One grinding, and then we'll do 2 hours of a medium game hunting, and I'll let you guys tell me where you want to see me hunt. I'm thinking I would like to do some Teowara, because there's a lot of medium game on there, and I also would like to go up in the mountains and look for some of the tar, because I have yet to hunt for tar at all. Like, I've never even shot a tar yet on this game. Like, Thunder Baton released, I never went up to the mountains. That side of my map is still not discovered. It's not that I didn't want to, it's just I was more intrigued by the lions and the deer species. Or, excuse me, not lions, tigers. Golly, forgive me, guys. I'm a little bit rusty today for some reason. My brain does not want to function correct. Yes, that is a hilarious song. I absolutely love shoot, now I can't think of his name. I absolutely love his music though. I love the Mississippi Squirrel Revival. I love It's Me Again, Margaret. The Streak. I mean, the song about drinking and fishing is really funny. And then Fred is funny. I love the song Fat, which, of course, nowadays I wouldn't listen to that song because I'd be afraid to get me in trouble, but it was a funny song back then for Ray Stevens. Ray Stevens, that's who he is. I absolutely love his music. He's funny. I think all the songs I've heard by him, though, were those ones I listed. I don't think I've heard anything else by him, but those are my favorite ones. If you're wanting bison on Silver Ridge Peaks Rise, basically the ponds around the middle portion of the map is where you want to go. So, like, there's a pond that's like by Turkey Outpost, and then those two ponds can have bisons right there next to that outpost on the right-hand side of the map. And then there's a pond that's directly below the starting area. That one can have bison in it, along with a pond to the top right of the starting area. So those are some really good places to find bison. Basically, just check the waterways, and Bison Man can tell you what time they drink. So just all the waterways on SRP is what I would check, because they're around a lot of the map. Oh, that's a good diamond potential. What do you guys think? Bison. What do you think? That guy could go to 21. Do you think he's worth seeing if he's a diamond, or do you think that I should pop him? Because if it went to 20, I'd shoot him, but this one's going to 21. What do you guys think? Pop him or try to get him in case he's a diamond? He is small. He's only level 2, so he's not a level 3, but his score goes above the diamond score. Don't pop him. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll pop his brother here. And then we're going to leave him alert for a minute. I'm going to let his brother die. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my dog. I'm going to let my dog go ahead and start tracking this one. If he'd get out of the woods. Great. He was too far away. Hang on a second. Let me get back in my tree stand and see if I can relocate that pheasant, guys. So if you're just collecting, you can put the tents next to the zones. If you're just collecting. But yeah, if you're trying to hunt the animals, and you teleport right to them like that, it will spook them off. So yes, you can have one tent that's about 300 yards away from your intended targets, and then have your tripod at about 200 yards from them, or longer if you like the long shots, and they won't spook. On the other hand, if you want a claiming tent, make sure that you can put them. Yeah, I would put them kind of behind the zone though. I wouldn't put your tent right in the middle of the zone, because if you do that, then you might end up interrupting where the deer's traffic is. And if you do that, you'll get a notification saying that a beaver fell a tree on your tent, and it's because that your tent was interfering with the deer's walking zones, and therefore it removes it from the game. So you got to be kind of strategic where you put your stuff. Where does my dog? It says scent and found, but I don't see his outline. Oh, he's all the way up here. Oh, never mind. He's doing his job is what he's doing. Alright, guys. My dog is actually at a pretty good little spot. I'm going to let him flush this bird. And I'm going to hope that he comes towards me. If he does not come towards me, we'll have to try it again later. Where is he? Okay, so my dog's here. The bird. I can't tell if the bird is in the trees or if he's in the field, but we're going to go ahead and flush and hope he comes this way, guys. If he doesn't, again, we will try it. I think that's him right there, actually. Yeah, he flushed the wrong direction, guys. That's okay. We'll try it again later. We got his brother. We got his buddy either way. But yeah, this zone is so hard to get a bird out of. If I got the great one in this zone, it would be so tough. Because they love to fly towards the trees there instead of coming out towards the field when I flush them. So it's a tough, risky game. Yeah, true. Yeah, Bison, we won't know for now because unfortunately he flew the wrong direction on me. But We will try him again on another run. Whenever I see him in the field again, we will try it again. Like I said, that zone right there is one of the hardest zones to do a flush because they love to go towards the trees, and I can't go over the top of the hill there because if I crest the hill, they always spook. Ah, move out of the way. Crap. That's alright, we'll let him go. Get out of my way, tripod. Let me go ahead and refresh my stream real quick, guys. Just to make sure that it ain't no glitches or anything. Alright, my stream is refreshed. See how close we get to these guys. Okay, I need to stop sprinting. Also, guys, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, like I said, make sure that you guys subscribe and also hit the like button for me. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers as soon as possible, so that way you guys can do memberships, super chats, and we can start doing some more collaborative streams together. You know, and I may not be getting all of them, but at least most of my shots are counting today. You guys, we got about another 45 minutes, and then we'll switch over to some free hunting for a while. I wanted to give it about 2 hours of grinding today, and then about 2 hours of free hunts. Try to contribute to the community challenge that's going on. Did I have 2 here or just the one? Can't remember. Well, I had 2 here earlier today, but I think that it's left me. Hello, pheasant. There you are. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hoping I'd get bombarded by pheasants. Last stream, there was a couple of times where we messed up a shot, and whenever we went to another tripod, they all started flying towards me, and I was still able to get all my pheasants. Today has not been the case. They've been flying away from me today. I guess they learned the lesson. Go over and grab the 4-wheeler so we can get to this last pheasant pretty quickly. Rise, I just now went back and saw your last text. I'm sorry I'm a little bit delayed. You think it's a troll? Well, Bison's hoping that one's going to be a diamond, and I am too. But, you know, if it's a troll, then I guess you can rub it in Bison's face that it was a troll. And if it's a diamond, Bison, you can rub it in Rise's face that it was a diamond. One of you guys are going to go home with bragging rights. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Do I still have 2 males here, or is it just the one again? Looks like I lost my second male again. That's alright. We'll happily take the 1 male. with me sideways. But yeah, guys, I'm hoping that I'm getting them, that we'll get at least a trophy today. These last 3 streams, I've actually gotten a trophy every stream. Yesterday we got a diamond, the stream before that we got the leucistic, and then the stream before that we got a diamond. So, hopefully we'll still keep that up today. Like I said, I have about half of my map managed, but it wasn't intentional though. I just free hunted this map a lot whenever it first came out because I loved the pheasant hunting on it. And every time that I found a one in a very thick area or a zone that I didn't want to hunt in, I would just leave it. So it is somewhat managed, but not completely. So that's the reason why I'm getting diamonds faster than usual, but not like every few kills. Like every several kills is what I'm getting diamonds at. Let's see. I think that's our only male that's here right now. I want to check the grass though, just to make sure. Nope, there's his brother. You ain't getting away, sir. Pheasant, come on, man. You must have missed it from the point that I went at him. The dog flushed the bird and it went the wrong direction, so I didn't get to kill him. We're gonna try it again next time I see him. Because where he's at right now, it is a very difficult place to be able to flush the bird and have him come back towards me where it's an open field. They love to go back towards the woods. So, unfortunately, he flushed into the wooded area and I couldn't get a good shot at him. So we're gonna have to try it again later. So as of now, it's basically to see who gets bragging rights. So if I end up killing it, it's a diamond. You have my permission to playfully, not disrespectfully, but playfully rub it into Roz's face. But if it ends up being a troll, Roz gets to playfully rub it in your face. But he's the one who called it, and it's a troll. So we'll find out. No, unfortunately, my shots missed. At least according to the map, I never saw any pressure, so yeah. I didn't hit him, unfortunately. Like I said, I'm not a very good shotgun shot, especially at long range. I'm very good at shooting a shotgun if it's 20 to 50 yards. If it's about 50 yards to 20 yards out while it's flying through, I'm usually a pretty good shot that way. But if it gets out to about 70 to 80 or longer, I'm not a very good shot. A warning call? Why are you warning me? How close are you? That's a female there. Where's the male? He just gave me a warning call. What, buddy, what are you doing this close? What in the world? Okay, so I got him. I've never seen him up that close before. Where's your brother? 9 out of 10 times I'll have 2 roosters here. Is that him right there? That is him. Well, I shot towards him. We'll keep eye on pressure, guys. If we get pressure, then we know we hit him. Give me just 1 second. I'm having to reply to a text. I'll be right with you guys. Alright, let me refresh the stream real quick, guys. Make sure that I'm all up to date with you all. Alright, we're good to go. Let me catch back up with you guys real quick. You've had so many trolls. I know one I've seen how I probably had 3 today. That's rough. Using Scent Eliminator costs a lot, and I'm running out. So, Roz, I'm going to let you know something about Scent Eliminator. You don't need to buy a whole lot of it, and you actually don't want to spam it. So basically, Scent Eliminator has a chance of working in the game. It does not. It does not guarantee a work. So whenever you spray it, it's about a 30% chance that it's going to work. And you don't want to use it all the time. Like if you just have really bad wind where the wind is blowing directly at your animals, the best thing for you to do is just try a long range shot towards them, or try to circle all the way around them, so that way the wind is no longer blowing towards them. You will learn how to do the circling approach as you play the game. But just take your sweet little time. It will be nerve wracking because you'll have to try to keep from spooking them as you do it. But stay out about 200 yards to 250 yards. Don't sprint, and just try to keep the wind away from the animals and just circle around them until you can get into a shot that you can manage. Because Scent Eliminator, I do use it, but I only spray it once. And if the animals still spooked, then you know it didn't work. And usually, if you get within 150 yards of the animal, you'll want to go ahead and shoot anyways, because the Scent Eliminator does not protect you once you're within a certain range. At least in my experience. In my experience, if you close the gap about 100 yards and it's still blowing towards them, they're going to spook. So it lets you get a little bit closer to them, but that's all it really does. Where did that second guy go, or did I have a second one? Man, these pheasants are pulling quick ones on me today. Alright, let's pull out the shotgun just in case I flush him when I get over there. Roz is probably going to have bragging rights. Well, you never know. It could end up being a dime. I didn't get a chance to see what those were. I'm just going to leave it be. We'll go with the one. I'll take him. Also, guys, once again, now that I see there's a few more people in chat, make sure you guys are subscribing and hitting the like button for me. I am trying to get this channel to 500 subscribers as soon as possible. If you guys like playthroughs and you guys love Call of the Wild, I'll give you both in one channel. So I do mostly Call of the Wild stuff with some playthrough video games on the side. I appreciate any support you guys can give. Okay, so there's that one. Where's his brother at? Is that him? No. Usually there's two over here. Looks like there's just one today, though. You want to go get ramen, but you don't want to miss. Well, I'll tell you what. If I find a rare or something, Boston, I want to make sure that all my regulars are in the stream before I take it, so you won't miss anything. If I find a good level 3 and I know it's going to make diamond or something like that, you won't miss it. I'll make sure you're back, along with the great one. Because if the great one does spawn today, then I'll be putting a post on my channel saying that he's spawned, and I'll be giving about a 10-minute wait period, but I'm watching him and just being excited for him before I actually shoot him, just to give people time to get in. So, don't worry, you ain't going to miss anything, buddy. I wouldn't do that to you. Looks like there's just one in both zones, but you know what? One counts. Yes, Boston. I have got a brain shot on a pheasant, but it was shooting it out of the air with a shotgun. I don't think I've got a brain shot with a 22 yet, but because I mainly target the big body. But yeah, I have got a couple brain shots by shooting them out of the air. Also, Rise, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip for how to sneak on animals. So, if the wind is blowing directly at the animal and you don't use your spray, they're usually going to spook whenever you get into about 250 yards from them. If your spray works, it usually allows you to get into about 200, and if you're really quiet and sneaky, you can sometimes even sneak into 160. But after that, they'll spook. So, what you're wanting to do is you can sprint. So you want to keep the animal spotted, and you want to be able to figure out how far away they are. The way you can do that is by spotting an animal, and then when you spot an animal, if you open up your map and zoom in, you'll actually see where the animal's at. At that point, you can place a waypoint, and it'll show you how far away you are from your animal. And then you can sprint all the way into the animal until you're about 180, and then at that point, you want to start walking. Now, this is if the wind is in your favor, okay? If the wind is blowing right at your face, which is represented by that green thing in the compass at the bottom of your screen, if the wind is blowing right at your face, you can now walk Once you're at about 180 yards, you can then walk into 150. Once you're at 150, you want to start crouching, and then when you're in about 120, at that point you want to start crawling if you're wanting to get in really close. Like I said though, if you have a rifle shot and you get good at shooting long range, I would just use rifles. But if you're trying to bow hunt or you're trying to add challenge to your hunt, then yeah, you can go out of your way to learn how to sneak. Like I said, my favorite thing to do in the game is actually bow hunting and using collars. So I've really tried my best to learn how to approach animals in the best possible ways. But again, it mainly comes from experience. The more animals that you spot and you learn their emotions and what they act like when you get close to them in certain situations, the more you'll understand what your approach needs to be if you're free roaming. Again, I mostly just run around and just shoot stuff when I find it, just like anybody else does. But if there's an animal that's really special and I want to take it down a certain way, then I'll try my best to be as skillful as I can and try to approach the animal as realistically as possible. I'm going to go ahead and reset time, guys. It's that time again. It was a 121 maximum. It did exceed Diamond on the maximum rank, but I will not shoot him unless you're in chat. Like I said, I will reach out to my Bison. If you're not in chat, I'll wait. I'll just keep hunting other animals until you get back. If you need to leave right now, go right ahead. Just let me know that you're leaving, and then I'll wait till you tell me you're back before I take down any diamonds or anything special. But again, if you're gone for about 30 minutes to an hour, then I'll have to go ahead and bust him because I won't want to just leave him there. Okay, so I got just one here apparently. Do I not have the other male? Well, I guess not. I'm getting a lot of single zones. Yeah, that's a really good method. Like I said, the way that I always sneak up on animals is I'll keep them spotted. So if you have the binoculars like I'm using that show you how far away they are, or if you use the spotting technique I showed in my stream a second ago, basically from 300 to 200, I will sprint, and then when I get to 200 meters, I will then walk, and then when I get to 150, I'll then crouch, and then once I get to about 110, 115, or until the animals start getting attentive, at that point I'll start calling. So, and then if I'm going to use the caller, I'll get into about 180 yards, and then I'll start calling them in. I like to be pretty far out when I'm calling in animals so I can watch them approach. Alright, Bison. Alright, you be careful making your ramen. Like I said, I ain't gonna shoot nothing special unless all my regulars are in stream. But yeah, for anybody that's watching the stream, I see I do have some lingerers. Thank you all so much for being here. Just the fact that I'm entertaining enough for y'all to be here and watch me means the world to me. If you guys want to chat with me, feel free to start chatting anytime. I'll treat everybody like they're my best friend, and I'll help you guys any way I can. Otherwise, I'm just really thankful you guys are here watching the stream. Make sure you guys at least hit the like button for me and subscribe if you're enjoying your time. I would really like this channel to be something special. Hang on one second, guys. Alright, I'm back. I just had to reply to a text. My brother-in-law's over for the weekend, and his mom's wanting to make sure that he's all set and ready to go. Let me restart my stream just to make sure that I'm still with you all. There we go. See you guys. Hopefully we'll be able to get this great one. I really hope that he comes. We have 30 minutes before I move on to free hunting and trying to help out with the community challenge by hunting medium game animals. And letting you guys tell me which maps you want me to go to, but I'm really, really hoping that we get him today. That would be amazing. If I got a diamond yesterday, leucistic the day before, and then a diamond the day before that, and then now today I got the great one, that would just be amazing. Roz, I actually have a short on my channel where I was driving a four-wheeler and came right up on a capercaillie, and he pretty much attacked me as well. So there's our guy. Alright. Bison, sometimes you have your phone on a max volume. If you can hear me, I am looking at the bird right now. But I am going to leave him be, and I'll come back in a minute once he is no longer alert. I don't want to fast travel with him being alert, so we will come back to him. I just hope you'll still be here when I get back. Let's go ahead and move. Let's see, what is going to happen with this guy? He's going to get shot over top of. There we go. Stop moving. There. Good grief. I thought it was going to rob me of a pheasant again. Let's see. Well, I have a dead pheasant over there. I didn't claim. Well, I wonder why there's no birds over there right now. I'll have to go make sure I get that pheasant. I left a pheasant over there. Well, and once again, they died on both sides of my tripod. That's very handy. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. Helping save me time. Let's see. Do I have a second male here today, or no? Just the one? Just the one. Let's go over here and grab this guy before I forget him again. Where is he? There he is. Can't believe I forgot this pheasant last run. I'm just glad he's still here. Hopefully we'll get his respawn. Yeah, guys, Bison wants to see me kill that one pheasant back there in that last field. So I'm gonna keep hunting other zones. Whenever he gets back, we will go and try to flush that pheasant again, as long as he's still there. Anytime I get a good looking diamond potential, even if it's a level 2, I'll always shoot it. With the flush and shotgun technique, just to make sure that I get full score for it. Most of the time they troll, but I have killed a couple of level 2s that would have made diamond. So. I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't paying much attention, Roz. If it was on your game, you should have had like quotations around your screen showing that you got a noise. I wasn't paying attention to mine, so I really don't know. I was fast traveling as soon as you texted me. Yeah, sometimes there's a bug in the game where it won't show you the call thing. But if you're wearing headphones, sometimes you can tell where it is depending on if you're wearing headphones or not. Oh, okay, Roz. Well, at least you know what was going on then. My dog knows that my brother-in-law and my father-in-law are outside working, and she wants to be out with them. She's been outside too many times already, baby. Yeah, you can't go out right now. No. She's sitting there looking at me like she's as sad as she can be. Poor thing. I'll take you outside later, okay? She's looking at me like, it ain't good enough, Daddy. Poor thing. Alright, Bison. Since you're back, man, I am going to go ahead and grab these 2 pheasants, and then I'm going to go back to the zone and see if that pheasant is there. He was there a few minutes ago, but I left him so that way whenever you got back, I'll be able to hunt him again. So we're going to go ahead and grab these 2 pheasants, and then we'll go back there and see if he's still in the field. I did spook him, unfortunately, and he was running to the woods. So if he's in the woods, we will have to ignore him again, because I want to make sure that he's in a good flushing area. I really don't want to be in the middle of the woods trying to shoot through the trees. I'm just not a good shot like that, so. We're going to grab these 2, and then we'll move over there and see if we can't get him. Alright, let's go see if that bird is still in the field. If he's not in the field, like I said, I'll have to go ahead and claim his brother, and then I'll have to either leave him or pop him if you want me to go ahead and just shoot him. But he was in a really good flushing position this time around, and you unfortunately left right at the last second. And I probably should have left myself, but I was afraid that where I was within 200 yards of him, if I fast traveled, it would spook him. So I just went ahead and shot his brother. Okay, so there he is. Buddy. My dog gets so stuck in this portion of the map for some reason. Come here, man. He's on his way. He'll be here momentarily. There he is. Alright, let's go, bud. No, Bison, they should not, because because your pellets aren't strong enough to really penetrate birds on this game, for one. And for two, shotgun shot is so spread that if you hit a bird and it only gets the wing and you didn't get full credit for it, but it still killed it, that would be highly unfair to the players. So, in my opinion, what they've got going is actually the right way of doing it. Smaller game like this, you really shouldn't matter if you hit the vitals or not. Now, turkeys, on the other hand, I would understand vitals on turkeys. Like if you shot them in the head or shot them in the lungs or liver, I would understand a turkey. But little bitty pheasants like this, I mean, I think what they got going is the best way of doing it. Oh, I mean, either way, man. I was just seeing my opinion on it. Let's see. Why are my deer not respawning? Um, I can't watch you hunt at the moment. I would be able to help you more if I could see what you were doing. Can you tell me what your strategy is, or if it's possible for you to put it into words, and I can probably try to help you. For one, if you don't have that many zones that you're hunting, and you're just hunting like 4 or 5 zones, then you're not giving enough time for the animals to respawn, and therefore they're not going to. On the other hand, if you haven't reset time yet, that could be a point, or you might need to do a main menu reset and see if that helps. Alright guys, here we go again. Watch this way. Did I get him? I don't think so. Here's his brother anyway. I don't know if I got him or not. I did not. So this is the hardest part about this field. Like, if I get the great one, this field right here is not where I want him to be. Even though it's a great grinding field, it is not the best for flushing birds, because they always want to go into the woods here. But yeah, guys, we'll have to try it yet again. Unfortunately, the dog didn't flush it the right way again, so we'll just have to keep moving for now. If you're checking the same zone rise, that is actually normal. Because if you just shot them 20 minutes ago, the game still would not have another respawn until the next in-game day or until a couple of days in-game later. So that is actually kind of normal. If you need them back immediately, like I said, I'm gonna reset time to to about an hour and a half after the drink zone is supposed to begin, and then check the zone. If they're not there, go to the main menu, wait about 20 seconds, and then relaunch your game, and then go back in there and see if they're there. If they're still not there, then in my opinion, you're just going to keep hunting and resetting time, and eventually they'll come back. Again, Call of the Wild can be finicky that way. That's why whenever you're great one grinding or anything like that, you want to be hunting at least in my opinion, you want to be hunting as many zones as you can, or you want to be hunting at least around 10. Oh, come on. How am I not hitting that shot? Stop turning. Thank you. How am I shooting that? How? Did I get him that time? No? What's going on? Why can't I hit this bird? He's just standing there. Menacingly. Golly, come on. What in the world just happened? Ugh. Oh, that was something. How did I miss that many shots? That just did not make any sense. Dang, man. All that lead flying and not even a single one hit that bird. I don't know what was making me miss him. I think the game was having a glitch there or something because I kept seeing the dirt fly up behind him, which, in the way it was flying, it looked like it was going right through him. Shoot. Well, just gotta keep moving, I guess. Come back and get him later. Now, guys, I am feeling the grind right now, so what I'm going to do is that whenever this in-game day ends and we reset time again, which is going to be very soon, once we reset time again, I'm going to go one more full run, and then we'll move on to free hunting. Oh, that's another diamond potential. That's a bigger diamond potential, actually. That one goes to 22. Okay. So get his brother. And then spook him, apparently. Please land. Please land. Dang, 2 diamond potentials on the map. And neither one of them wants to come towards me. Yeah, I will, Bison. If I didn't hit that one, at least. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pop the other one. If he ends up being a diamond and I just mess him up, I'll still tax him. I mean, like I said, in situations like this where you shoot something you didn't think was a diamond and it turns out that it was and you screw it up, I'll still keep it. I'll keep an eye on the pressure here for a second, guys. I just want to see if I hit that bird. I don't think I did, though. Dang, man. I'm just not having the best luck with these birds. They're just not flying the direction I need them to fly. See, I keep getting big birds every few kills. It's just not always level 3s. Let's see. a level 2, but a little one. Apparently, I don't know. This zone doesn't want to get two roosters back in. It just wants to have the one rooster. And for some reason, they're always running away. Stand still. Thank you. Yeah, Bison, we're going to do one more full run after this run because I'm actually having a lot of fun today with the grind. So we are going to do another run, and then we'll go move over to free hunting afterwards. So we're going to finish out this in-game day, and then we're going to play through another one. And then we'll call it quits after that. Or at least on the grind. Because I would like to spend a couple hours today just free hunting random maps and trying to contribute to the community challenge that's going on. There. Good grief. I don't know how I'm missing all these shots, guys. I really don't. Can just one bullet hit the bird? Just one. I'll keep flinging lead at him. Yeah, no. Ah. The joys of console hunting. Hard to get it to stop exactly where you want it to go. Are any of these roosters? No, but that would have been handy if it was. Are you a rooster? No. Alright. No, Bison, I do not stream on the weekends, unless my wife happens to be working and I happen to get up early one morning, which that stream would be ending at 3 if that was the case. I'd be streaming from like 12 to 3 if I ever did a Saturday stream, but that may or may not ever happen, just depending on when I wake up during the day and if I feel like streaming on the weekends. But no, my wife is usually off on the weekends, and I like to spend those 2 days with her. So I'm doing YouTube stuff throughout the week right now, and then on the weekends, I'm taking off to spend time with my wife. So, as of now, no. But if there's ever a Saturday that comes up where she's going to be out of town shopping with her family or whatever, then yeah, I'll stream on those Saturdays if there's ever a time I can. But I like to spend, if my wife is going to be home, I like to spend the time with her. Alright, guys, let's reset time for our last run. Capercaillies are a mean bird, man. They hate everybody, and they don't want anybody in their way. They will attack you any place you are. They don't care if you're grinding or what you're doing. That's what they do, buddy. They're fun though. Like I like that. I like them for that reason. They are a fun bird to hunt for. I'm assuming you're on Rev on Thule, but you could be somewhere else with them. I can't remember if anywhere else has them. No, not yet. This is my second run. We're about to go where the troll is. Which he might not be a troll. Like I said, I'm still going to shoot him off the ground, and it won't show me what his score is, but I think it still shows you the score whenever you go to the codex. So, because I've shot a ton of pheasants, and I've always seen their scores. So, what I'll get to do is I'll get to shoot them off the ground, open up the codex, go to my latest harvest, and it should show me what it scored. And based off that, we'll know if it was a diamond or not. Well, Boston, the thing about it is that whenever I get the great one, I'm going to be making a post on my post feed on my channel itself, letting people know that it's on my map, and then I'm going to have a 15-minute delay where I'm not going to shoot the pheasant for about 10 or 15 minutes, so to just let people have time to come into the stream if they want to come and watch me shoot it. But I will be recording the whole thing, and I'll be clipping my initial reaction, so you will get to see it in a video, even if you don't get to see it live. So I'll either be making it into a video or making it into a short one. Oh, I knew that was going to miss. There we go. But yeah, if I see the great one pheasants, I'm a spawn today. Which we're running out of time, so I'm trying not to lose hope, but we are starting to run out of time. But after we get done with the pheasant grind today, if he has not spawned in, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take your man. Okay, let me just pet your head a little bit. I always do this for pheasants whenever they're heartbroken. Just give them some love. I'm sorry I took your man, but don't worry. You're going to get another respawn. Okay, you won't be lonely forever, little girl. I know. I know. I'm just going to go ahead and take these with me. You have a great day. You'll get another man tomorrow. Promise. Alright, moving on. So the birds that I have to shoot out of mid-air are going to be diamond potentials or diamond birds, along with the great one. Those will have to come out of the air. So yes, those birds I'll have to flush and or spook and then shoot them with a shotgun out of the air. So that's what I'm planning on doing with the great one, along with any diamonds or rares that I find. But the birds that are like potentials for being diamonds, I mean, so most of the time I will do it fairly, but this zone right here in particular is so hard to get a correct flush. So there he is. I'm going to go ahead and pop him, though, if he'll just stop trying to escape. Alright, so I got him. Where's his brother at? Oh, he's right here. There we go. So, yeah, I'm going to take him now. And whenever I claim him, it's going to show grounded. Like, it won't show me an actual score. But when I open up the codex and look at my latest harvest, it will show me what he scored. So, I'm going to pick up his brother first, so that way I can see what a diamond scores. And then I'm going to pick him up, so that way I know what he will be. Yeah, Boston, but like I said, man, it's 4 o'clock my time right now. So or about 5 till 4. So I'm gonna finish out this run, and whether the great one spawns or not, we're gonna move on to some pre-hunting afterwards, and do some medium game hunting. Whoops. Well, I don't think that was him. It could have been, but I think he's back here. All right, so here he is. 20.29 is diamond. So this guy, if I can remember where the codex is. This guy scored 18.45, so he was a troll. So we're good, guys. He would have been a troll. Rise, you get bragging rights. I'm going to continue hunting normally until we get back to the other one. We have another one on the map that's a level 2 that actually goes to level 22 as his max. So that's a pretty big level 2, and I'm going to try my best to flush him and actually get him legitimately. Because he could be a 2 diamond, which is kind of uncommon. It is hard to get it is kindly hard to get a level 2 to score diamond. But I have had it happen. Nothing in the middle zone this time. Nice, Bison. Nice, man. That means you'll be able to be with me every step of the way without delay. I think you might have like a 3 to 6 second delay behind what I'm doing live, but not bad. Yeah, I hear you out there. Don't worry. You're still going to get shot. That was the quickest 22 shot I think I've ever done. I didn't even hold my breath. Golly, I just knew that one was a kill shot. Well, move on to the other zone. But yeah, guys, after this run, yeah, I did. Okay, so after this run, I'm going to be approximately 12 to 1,300 kills in. Because I kill about, maybe not that much, I'll probably be about 1,200. Because every run is about 20 to 30 birds killed. And I go twice, which sometimes makes it go to about 25 to 35. So, yeah, I'd be roughly about 1,200 to 1,250 by the time the stream ends today. Or by time, not by the time the stream ends, but by the time we switch over to do other things. Are you a male? No, it's a female. Okay, so we didn't have another male. Okay, good. Where, oh, where is my pheasant? Where, oh, where are you? Pheasant! Ah, my dog. I thought he was right here, which looks like I was running the right way. Yeah, he's right there. I think I see him anyways. Nope, that ain't him. That's a big bush. Okay, I thought I saw his tail sticking up. Here he is. Doing a good job, my friend. As always, you get a treat anytime you help me track. Who's a good boy? Are you guys still with me? Let me know in chat. Are you guys still here? On my end, everything froze up on my phone, and I think I may have lost the internet for a split second, but I don't think it's made me lose you guys. But are you guys still with me? All right, good. Man, that worried me to death. I think that my internet, guys, as you guys know, is not always reliable. It likes to spike every so often. It's been doing it a lot less lately, but I think it just had a spike where I lost internet for like a few seconds. So I apologize for that, guys. My side on my phone showed that it froze up while I was in the woods trying to get that pheasant, and I was wanting to make sure I didn't lose you guys. But I'm glad that everything looks like it's back to normal. If you guys, by the way, guys, if my stream ever does just stop and you know right dead not just dead in its tracks, know that is my internet, okay? And also know that I'm going to try to fix it and go back live as soon as possible. So if that ever does happen during one of our streams, you guys know what's going on. It will always be my internet. I will never stop a stream just cold turkey, unless some sort of family emergency came up. But in that case, I'll even let you guys know then. So I appreciate you guys for sticking with me there. I was afraid I was going to lose some of you. Yeah, my internet just randomly spiked there. It just lost internet for like 5 seconds and then came back. It doesn't make any sense, man. Also, it's been a little while since I've said it, so I'll say it again. If any of you guys haven't subscribed or also hit the like button, make sure you guys have done that for me. The more likes that you guys hit, the more that it will cast my streams and my works around YouTube, and thus allow more people to find my channel. Anytime you hit the subscription button, it allows me to get a step closer to getting paid for what I do. So any support you guys get will be a tremendous help to me. And if anybody wants to talk to me in chat, please make sure that you leave it down below. I'm happy to talk to anybody, give tips on Call of the Wild, or just talk to you in general. I love chatting with people, and I try my best to be as personal and try to get to you as quick as possible as I can be. Yeah, hopefully it ain't gonna do it again, man. Like I said, my internet just does that sometimes. It'll just lose connection for a few seconds and then come right back. I don't know why it does that. And sometimes it stays off. Sometimes we'll lose it for like an hour or two. And then I think there was one stream last week actually where I lost it for the full day and I had to wait till the next day to actually stream for you guys. So hopefully nothing else interferes with our day today. I do not believe so. I think the only spirit that you can get that's considered rare, well, it might be. It might be an uncommon. Pheasant, is a spirit bear rare? I'm not sure if they are or not, man. I wish Colton was in here because Colton, he's a streamer like me, or a grinder like me, so he'd be able to answer that a lot better. I'm not a bear hunter, so I just know that cinnamon is rare, and obviously albino, but I just think they have albinos. But that just shows you how little I hunt for bears. I do like bear hunting, but I just don't hunt for them. I just don't go out of my way to hunt for them, though. I know that there's a spirit great one, which is obviously a great one. But it would say 10 fabled on the thing if it was a great one, so Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. There's that guy. And there's that guy. Well, Bison, because I know that you like hunting big game, so I didn't know if you would know what the rares were for those animals or not. Like I said, it was just a shot in the dark to see if maybe you knew. Rise, what you can do, man. If you have the Discord, if you go to go to the Hunter Call the Wild's Discord, they actually do have the species on there, and it shows and it tells you what all their rares are. I know Spirit is an uncommon or a rare. I know it has to be one of the two. So, I mean, either way, it's a really cool looking bear, and I'd tax it either way just because it looks cool. But it's up to you, man. I do know that it's at least uncommon. I can tell you that. It isn't. If it's not a rare, it is an uncommon bear. So it's still unique in its own way, man. Okay. All right then, Bison. Yeah, I know what the animals' rares and scores are for the animals that I've grinded for. But for free roaming animals, I don't know. I only know a few of them. So the animals that have great ones right now, except for the last three great ones that they've released, the black bear, the fox, and the pheasant. Which of course, I know what the pheasant's rares are. But the last, the bear and the foxes, I don't know what their rares are. Except for melanistic on the fox, and then I believe there's a piebald. But other than that, I don't know what the third one is. I think it might be albino. But usually melanistic, piebald, and albino are the three that the game uses. But I think bears have different rares than the other animals. But usually, a good rule of thumb: if you find a piebald, a melanistic, or a albino, those are usually rare animals. I think the only time you can find a piebald that's not a rare, I think, is on a duck. I think there's a duck species that has piebald that's actually common. All right, Rise, no big deal, man. Like I said, if the great one spawns, I will put a post out on the channel. If you want to leave my stream running just so you can hear me talking, you can. But yeah, if the great one spawns, then I'll be recording the whole thing. But if not, then I'll have to wait till next stream next week. And I am planning on streaming all week again. So until there's a reason for me not to stream every day of the week, I am planning on streaming. Or if it's a day I don't feel like streaming on. So I think Monday, I think my wife gets off at 3 actually. So any days that she gets off at 3, I will not be grinding, or I mean streaming. But on days when she gets off at 5 or 6, I will be streaming every one of those days until I have another job. So that's kind of my plan. Yeah, I forgot. I thought today was Thursday when I first woke up myself, and then I was like, oh wait, no, it's Friday. It's a 4-hour stream day. So I was excited. All right, Bison and Rise, if you guys are still here, it's time for me to try for that other diamond potential. Let me see if he's over here. What? Okay, it's not a male, thankfully. Where is this guy? Because we had that one that maxed out at 22. Woo. Let me get my tripod. Let's see. That's not him, so that'd be this guy. Alright, guys, let's go see if we got a diamond over here. I am not going to shoot the brother this time because I don't want to spook anything. My dog's got his scent. And I'm pretty sure they're running this way. Yeah, we're going to go over here real slow, take our time, and see if we got a diamond. Golly, Bison. I hope everybody's okay. Is it a bad fire? Can you tell what's on fire or anything? That's scary, man. I hope everything's okay. Please don't tell me that my pheasant ran into the woods. Okay, no, he didn't. Golly, he's right here. Alright. It's time, guys. Oh, I knew I was gonna miss. Come on. Why does my aim have to be so bad? That was perfect, and I've screwed it up. This right here is what I'm not looking forward to about the Great One, guys. As you guys can see, I'm not always the best shot with a shotgun. It's one of the reasons why I have to use a rifle to shoot majority of my pheasants. Dang, man, that was gutting. That was gutting. Golly, that's scary, Bison. Oh, and by the way, Bison, it's not my fault, okay? You gotta remember, I'm playing with sticks. And whenever you're playing with sticks, it is very hard to make sweeping shots like this. Because you can't, like, use, like, a mouse and make it where it's, like, precisely gonna stop where you want it to. So, that's what makes it so hard to shoot on console whenever you're using a shotgun, having to follow things through the air. But yeah, man, I don't know. My shot's just rough today. It was on fire the other day, but today's just not been good with the shotgun. Last stream, I was shooting about every single one of them, and this stream, I just can't hit nothing. I know, Rise. I know. But I was aware of my aim. And one second, guys. Oh, I ain't so worried about it. I'm just being concerned. I'm just being concerned. Like I said, where it's just a field, I'm not going to worry about it too much anymore. I thought it may have been like a building or something that was on fire. Just didn't know if anybody had been hurt in it or anything. And guys, we are running low on in-game time for this run. What do you guys want me to do? Do you guys want me to finish this run and then go free hunting, or do you guys want me to try for that diamond potential again? Like, what do you guys want to see me do? Like, I don't have to hunt a full run again. I can just reset time and go after the diamond potential again and just try it one last time. Or I can go through my zones and just look at everything and see if any of them is a great one before I do, without shooting anything. So, I mean, what do you guys want me to do? Dang it. There we go. Those females helped out by flying away. Well, Bison, like I said, I care about people, and I thought maybe I didn't know it was a field. Until you told me it was just a field that was on fire, I thought you meant like it was like a building or something, and I was concerned about maybe it was people that got hurt. But I wasn't panicking over it or anything. SRP. Whoa, got turned around. Go after the diamond again and then SRP. Well, what happened? Why'd you delete it? Well, Bison, when you first told me about the fire, man, you kind of presented it as if it was just a random fire that had broke out. That's the way that your wording was. Again, I wasn't panicked over it. I just didn't know where the fire was or what it was about. There's nothing wrong with being concerned about people's safety, man. If I would have known right off the bat that it was a controlled fire, it wouldn't have worried me a bit. iOS 8? I don't know what you're meaning by that. It was a silver when you shot it? Gotcha. Was it like off a cheated server? The great one you talked about, was it off a server that was cheated and the reason you deleted it was because you thought it wasn't right to keep it? Was that what you're meaning? Because if that's the case, then I would commend you for that. Because Scarecrow does that all the time. He'll go to a cheated server that has great ones everywhere, and he'll just shoot them and leave them laying without actually taking them with him, as a way to kind of punish the cheater. Because the cheaters think that people want to come and just take great ones for the fun of it, or rares or whatever. But honestly, it just takes away from the fun of the game because you didn't work for the animals. So there isn't really anything there to be proud of, because you just walked up to a great one and shot it. It wasn't like you actually worked for it and actually got it to be your great one. So, okay, Rise. Well, like I said, great ones can own there was such thing as initial spawns when the game first launched, way back in 2017, and I think it lasted until about 2020, if I'm not mistaken, where people had a very minute chance of a great one just being on their map whenever it was a brand new map they launched into. But Call of the Wild didn't really want that happening anymore. They wanted people to be able to work for the great ones and feel like they accomplished something whenever it appeared. So they made it to where that would no longer happen. Or at least it's such a small, minute chance that nobody has really seen a great one, a great one's just be there in so many years. If it tells you anything, I forget even what the term was used back then for it. What is going on? There. I don't know what was happening there. Bison, that's not very nice of you, man. To actually want me to panic to make a joke out of it. That's not a very nice thing for you to do, man. Let's try to avoid those types of jokes, alright? I don't find that very respectful. I'm not mad, but it doesn't rub me right when people do that, okay? Like I said, I'm not mad at you, so I'm gonna let it roll off, but I don't like jokes where people want to get somebody worried just to make fun of them for worrying. That's just wrong in my opinion, so let's try to stay away from those types of jokes, alright, buddy? Like I said, I'm not mad at you or nothing. Just, it's not the kind of jokes I like hearing. You're fine, man. Oh, I got you. Yes, Rise, I do have one trophy lodge built right now. It is called the Red Deer Lodge. It has my great one fallow deer and a bunch of diamonds and rares for fallow deer that I killed, and it also has every single rack that you can find of a red deer in there. Where I spent over 1,800 hours with red deer. I mounted my favorite level 7s. I mounted a ton of diamonds. I have the great one, both my great one fallow deer and my great one red deer in there. So yes, I do, and I have a video on my channel. If you want to go to my playlist, like go to my channel itself and then go to my playlist. You'll have to scroll quite a ways down, but I do have the video of the tour of that lodge. So I do have one lodge built, and it's dedicated to my red deer and my fallow grinds. But those will eventually be changed up. I'm going to leave it as a red deer lodge with my red deer great one in there, but I'm going to take all my fallow deers probably and put it into my European lodge whenever I get that built. Shoot. I forgot to look at my middle zone. Hopefully I didn't spook nothing. If I did, I did though. But yeah, once I get the great one pheasant spawned in, at that point I'm going to be building a North American lodge. So any great ones or rares or diamonds that I have of an animal that you can find in North America, will be in that lodge. And then in the future, if they ever do a Africa 2.0, I will then have an African lodge. So for the time being, I'm going to make a European and an American, and then I'm going to leave my red deer lodge as it is. And then as I kill more species for the European lodge, the more it will go into that one. And then I'm hoping in the future we'll be able to get another African map, because I'd like to dedicate an entire lodge just to African species. So And then I'm also going to make a third lodge, which is going to be a lodge that's going to be showcasing extra trophies that aren't necessarily huge. So like level 1 rares or diamonds that are impressive but not huge. You know, basically just like an extra lodge where I'm going to put extra trophies that did not make it to my main lodge. So my biggest and most impressive will go into the European and North American stuff, while my smaller animals will go into a third lodge meant for them. At least that's my plan. Well, go hunt kangaroo then, man. Hop on Emerald Coast, go to the bottom of the map or the top of the map, set it to early in the morning, you'll find plenty of them. They're just hard to shoot because they have such a small kill zone. Where is this pheasant at? I cannot find him for the life of me. Huh, even Duke got confused there for a second. He just looked that direction like, okay, where did I see that pheasant last? So apparently my pheasant did fly a little bit. I thought he'd just fall over, but apparently he did fly around. Here he is. Nice job, buddy. I got you, man. I'm not a very big roo hunter myself. I actually have a legendary, like a diamond potential on my map, and I just don't... I mean, even with him being a diamond potential, I'm just not very encouraged to hunt for him. Like I said, just kangaroos, I like watching them on the game. Like, I think they're a really cool animal to see hopping around and stuff, but they're just not really an animal I want to hunt for. They just don't intrigue me too much. I do shoot them, but just whenever I just kind of have the nerve to shoot something. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and reset time one final time. And I'm just going to check my next few zones. I'm not going to shoot anything. But I'm going to check my zones and see if there's a great one in any of these. And then I'm going to try one more time for that diamond potential that we have. And and whether I get him or not, we're just going to let him go or we're going to get him. And then my other zones, I'm not going to shoot anything out of unless there's something special. I'm just going to check them and see if the great one's there. And if he's not there, we'll go ahead and move to a map. And do some free hunting for some medium game and try to contribute to the community challenge. Are you guys on this hill now? These birds make no sense. Sometimes they like being over there in the ravine. Other times they like being over here on this hill. Do I have anything over here? No, I do not. They're just not where they're meant to be. Why did I shoot that bird? I wasn't supposed to shoot anything. Sorry, guys. I'm so used to shooting birds, I just shot him. My bad. We'll go claim him real quick, and then we'll just check everything. I promise. I'm just such in the habit of shooting. My bad. Got a trigger finger today, apparently. We'll see what his respawn is, I guess, next week. But let's go check these other zones real quick, see what's in them. My dogs are sitting there staring at me. I don't know what she wants. I think she wants to see you, DDLA. No, you can't cuddle. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, you can't cuddle. You can lay your head down on my lap all you want, but you can't get in it. I know you love your daddy, but I can't cuddle you. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Ignore me. I'm talking to my dog. Nothing at this zone. That's fine. We'll just keep moving. Bison, I think that I'm going to go to a different map besides SRP. We hunted that map the last few times that you wanted me to, that we were doing free roaming. I just kind of feel like switching some things up. If there's another map you want me to hunt on, let me know. Yukon doesn't have that much medium game other than the caribou. so that's also a map I'm not going to be able to touch today. Like I said, I'm really wanting to do some of the community challenge. So Teawara is on the map along with Leighton Lakes. I can do some Hirschfelden. I don't care to do some more Emerald Coast. We just need a map that has a lot of medium game in it. Why am I shooting birds? I'm not supposed to be shooting anything. I'm supposed to be looking. Guys, I promise, I'm just in a habit. Like, I'm not meaning to shoot these birds. I'm just meaning to spot them and move on. But I keep wanting to shoot them. Give me the rev on Thule. I can do that, man. That is not a problem. I can do some whitetail hunting. I actually got my first great one whitetail off that map, believe it or not. And he was my fastest grind, Roz. I'd actually not even started grinding. If that is surprising to you. I actually was just trying to find out which zones I wanted to grind in. And I had about 3 zones that I had already made my permanent grinding zones, like where I was definitely going to grind at. And while I was trying to manage down my herds, I got a great one. It was 130 kills in. That's it. It took me 130 kills, and I was still just trying to herd manage my zones, and he appeared at one of my ponds. And I immediately just stopped grinding for him, and I went for the moose. So... I do occasionally go and hunt tigers, man. I do like that map, and I mainly like it for tigers, but there's so few of them that whenever you're trying to hunt for them on stream, where there's so few of them, it could be a long time between tiger spottings. So I usually don't stream Thunder Baton unless I'm going to be up in the mountain areas where I find a lot of animals, because I want my streams to at least be, me hunting something. But guys, let me do a main menu reset, because this zone did not have the diamond potential in it. So I'm going to do a main menu reset and see if it works and see if he comes back. If there is no diamond potential here, we'll move on. And I want to check all my zones. So I'm going to check all of them except for the ones I just came from, because I already know what they were. And then as long as there's no great one, we'll move on to a map and just do some free roaming. Sure, man. But it has to be a medium animal. So it has to be a class 4, a class 5, or a class 6 animal. So yes, I can go to Revlon Thule Coast. But I think whitetail is actually the only other deer on that map, man. If I'm not mistaken, I think everything else on that map is small game except for the moose, and the moose is too big. So if I'm going to Revlon Thule, I'm going to be forced to whitetail hunt. Because I think that's the only animal, if I'm not mistaken. We might need to go to a different map now that I think about it, if you guys want me to do different species. I don't know. Roz, you and Bison talk in chat while I'm trying to get this diamond potential again. You guys talk in chat, and you guys try to figure out which maps you want me to go to. The maps that you guys have to decide between is going to be, it's going to be getting confused, apparently. But the maps that you guys have to choose between is Teawara, Silver Ridge Peaks. I'll go ahead and put that in there. Silver Ridge Peaks, if you both want that one, I'll go to it. Quattro, not Quattro, bleh, that's for the multiplayer thing. I'm sorry, guys, let me start over. I'm getting tongue-tied. Leighton Lakes, Hirschfelden, Teawara. I will do Emerald Coast. If you both want SRP, I'll do SRP, even though I'm not really wanting to do that one today, but I'll still do it. I can also do the desert map, which is Rancho. And then the other one I would be willing to do today would be Emerald Coast. Or not Emerald Coast, sorry. New England Mountains. Because New England has whitetail on there if you want me to whitetail hunt. Unfortunately, Rise, there is no way to see how many kills you have. You either have to have a calculator on your phone and just be hitting enter every time you kill an animal, so that way it keeps track, or you have to have some sort of app so that way you can keep track of how many animals you have. I'm always estimating my animals. So what I'll do is that once I know that my grind is at the point to where I'm no longer needing to herd manage, I will then start counting how many animals that I have in each zone. And if I made all the shots count, I'll know that I killed that many animals, and I'll just add it to my amount. So I never know the exact amount of animals that I kill because I don't really have an app or a calculator that I'm working with. But there isn't really a counter in the game. I wish there was, though. That would be very handy for grinders if there could be something in the game that would actually count how many successful shots you've made, and it would actually tell you how many animals you've killed. Why'd you flush that way? Oh, I got him. We got him. Let's go, guys. I got the diamond potential, finally. Oh, I got the shot. Let's go. Where did he fall? He's right here. Guys, it paid off. Let's go. I think we just got him. He's a big gold, though. He's a troll, but he's a big gold. He made 1937 out of 2029, so that's a big bird. Unfortunately, he is going to troll us, but that was a good... I finally made it work. Let me see. You don't mind what map? You just want to know how many kills I have for whitetail, because I feel like I got 400. So basically, what you want to do, man, is that you just want to count how many animals are in each one of your zones right now, and you want to try to remember how many runs you've done. So basically, if you know you've killed every single one of the bucks in your past two zones, all you got to do is count how many that would have been, and then multiply that by how many times you went around the map, and that's what you are. So like, let's say that I killed 20 animals in one run. And I did it for 3 runs in a row. That means that I would now be at 90. Does that make sense? So, and if you miss a few, but you still don't know exactly where it is, then at that point you just want to keep on them. You basically just want to just estimate how many you think you got. So, like, let's say you missed. Let's say you had 20, and you know you got like 3 that escaped. Then you want to go about 18 or 17. And then just add that. So, like I said, it's just all about estimating. You can keep a notepad with you if you want to. So every time you grind, you can keep up with how many animals you've killed. The easiest way to do it is just simply by getting a calculator and saying 1 + 1, and then hit enter. And then if you hit enter again, it'll add another one to each time. So it'll be adding 1 every time you do the enter button, and that'd be an easy way to do it. Like I said, guys, I'm just going to go check the rest of my zones just to make sure there's no great one, and then we're going to move on. Yes, Bison. It has to be 4, 5, or 6. So let's say there's 2 bucks in this one zone, and my great one spawns. He spawned in one of the zones I shot the buck in. It spawned for. What's your question? I don't know if you had a question, Ben Bear, there, but I think you had half a paragraph there, man. You said so if I kill, let's say, 2 bucks in this one zone and my great one spawns, he will spawn in one of the zones I shot the buck in that spawned. Yes. Okay, I think I understand. So yes, it will work just like any other respawn. So you'll just be hunting along like I'm doing right now, and then all of a sudden you'll go to one of your zones and you'll just be there. Like, that's how great ones work. So you just gotta kill as many animals as you possibly can in hopes that whenever you go back through your runs, you'll just randomly have a great one standing there waiting for you. Because they do operate just like any other respawn does. They just have a low chance of spawning in compared to all the other animals in the game. So you have to kill as many as you possibly can in hopes that you'll get rares and or great ones. And if you're herd managing, then you'll know if your herd management is good if you're getting a diamond about every 20 to 50 kills. If you're wanting to make it that crunched, as I call it. My best herd management I ever had was from a red deer grind, which I still know how to set that up if I ever want to go back to it. But I had it to where, I'm not kidding, nobody believes me, but I literally had my red deer grind so efficient that every 15 kills I was getting a diamond, or at least 2 or 3 diamonds. Like, every run I'd get, just about every run I'd have 1 or 2 diamonds in my fields, or at my ponds. That's the only reason I was able to make my red deer lodge, because I had so many diamonds and so many big level 8s and level 7s that was coming in. So I wanted to, that was the best herd management I've ever had. And then my moose management's been pretty good, but it's not quite as tight as a red deer was. Simply because the map is so huge, I just didn't want to go to every single zone. But I did most of the zones. I should be able to spot everything from this tree here. Or this tripod, not tree. This is definitely not a tree. Does not look like I have a male over there just yet. Random raccoon dog over there, though. So nothing special in this field, guys. Let me see. Guys, is that raccoon dog? No, he's not. Never mind. I thought that raccoon dog was melanistic there for a minute. All right, guys, that is going to conclude our grind for the day. That is all the zones checked and accounted for. Let me see. The council has made a decision. I'm sorry, guys. It took me a minute to get back to chat. What is your all's decision? Let's see. What do you say? Compromise on Gim's buck. Snow leopards. I'm down for that. Do bet. What is your all's decision? Should I shave my toe hairs or braid them? Braiding them will make them more stylish, but if you shave them, it'll be easier to handle. We wish for you to travel to the mountains of Nepal and hunt snow leopard. Boston, a snow leopard is not a class 4, unfortunately, so I can't actually hunt for them. I believe that snow leopards are a class 3. Unfortunately, I can go to Sunder Pasan and I can hunt for the Barasinga deers. I can hunt for the I think the 3 animals I can hunt for on that map is Barasinga. I believe that the Nilgai is also on the table, and then I also think that the Tar. I think those are the 3 that I can hunt off Sunder Pasan, if you guys are wanting me to hunt there. But keep in mind, I'll be doing a lot of running because the top portion of the map has not been discovered. So if you guys are wanting me to be in the mountains, then you guys will have then we might be spending a lot of our time running around rather than shooting. They are class 4. All right, guys, we'll go try it out. We'll see if we can't find some snow leopards. Like I said, guys, there could be a rare up in these mountains. There could also be diamonds because I have not checked the top portion of my map at all. So, alright, let's go try to get the right setup real quick. Yeah, no problem, guys. Like I said, as long as they are class 4, I'll definitely go for them. I just want to make sure that I'm contributing to the community challenge. Alright, we do got my right setup. I think that this one is going to be the... Guys, as you can see, there's a bunch of my map that has not been discovered, actually. I might actually... Do you guys want me to hunt on this map, or do you guys want me to save this one and for our 500 subscriber special? What do you guys think? Because this map has not been really discovered other than these 2 little sections. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys still want me to hunt this map, or do you guys want me to have this as one of the maps where people can come in and hunt with me? Snow Leos. Alright. Guys, all I can really do is just free roam. Like I said, I don't know exactly where to find the snow leopards, and I don't know exactly when drink zones are on the map. So if you guys can tell me when drink zones for blue sheep and Barasinga and all those smaller animals are, I will go and check the ponds along the way, because there could be something special there. Like I said, I mostly hunt tigers and Barasinga. I haven't really targeted anything else. Rude. Mr. Buffalo, I'm not after you right now. I think I'm going to make my way up to this outpost. Don't go yet? Okay, I'm waiting. What's going on? 500, you got to stream until you get the great one. If you haven't yet, yes. So my plans for the 500 stream. Well, here's the thing, Roz. So at 500 subscribers, I'm pretty sure I'll have the great one before then, because I'm already at 1100 to 1200 kills on that great one grind, and most people don't exceed 2000. So my great one should appear at any point, and that's even without herd management. So basically, my plan is that I'm hoping I'll have the great one before I get 500 subscribers, which I'm pretty sure I will. And that way it'll allow people that are on console to come and hunt with me. Anybody who's on PC, I'm going to try to incorporate you guys in a different way, so that way you guys can still help me out. I'll let you guys choose what animals I'm hunting. I'll let you guys take turns on where on the map you want me to go. Stuff like that, so that way you guys can still be part of it. And that's what I'm planning on doing for 500 subs. So, and then at 1,000 subscribers, if I haven't already, I'm planning on doing a face reveal and making the rest of my videos have my face cam involved if I have the setup for it at that time. Otherwise, I'll think of something pretty unique for the 1,000. Well, Bison, here was my thing. The two maps that I'm most excited about discovering would be Thunder Baton and Quattro. So my idea of thinking about this was to actually make Parquet, just be by itself, and have Thunder Baton and my Quattro Carolinas maps be the two maps that I was going to do for the 500 subs special. So that way nobody will have to hunt on Parquet because there's not very many people that like Parquet Fernando. So I was just going to substitute that one for this one, and I was going to make it to where I was going to do two different streams, and they're both going to be 4 hours apiece. So one stream will be on Quattro, and then the next day we'll do it on Thunder Baton, and that's what my plan was. So I can go to Parquet if you want me to, because I know that Parquet has not been discovered. So if you want me to go to Parquet Fernando and do some mule deer hunting and stuff like that, I can go to that map if you guys want me to. I mean, like I said, I'm going to stop right here. Council? Both of you guys decide what you want me to do. Do you want me to save this map and Quattro as my two maps for the 500 subscriber special and go to the different map? Or do you guys want me to go ahead and see what I got on this map and keep it as Parquet and Quattro? I already do have a pistol on me, so you will get to see pistol hunting. I do like the 243 pistol. It is my favorite pistol in the game. And I can switch to the 454 if I need to. I just don't have the penetrative bullets with it, but I'm pretty good at shooting it. Should make me struggle, man. That's just mean. Well, here's the thing. If you guys are wanting me to struggle, then it would be Parque Fernando because I know nothing about that map. Like, the map is undiscovered for a reason. I do not hunt that map. So, I know that there's mule deer on there. I know that there is a few other species that are medium game. I just don't remember. I think it's axis deer and a few other ones. I just can't remember exactly. But it's up to you guys. I mean, like I said, I think for the 500 subscriber special, I think where these two maps are so popular, I think that should be what I do. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that would attract a bigger audience and get more subscribers into my channel if I was doing Quattro the first day and then Thunder Baton the second. I think that I might actually just go ahead and decide that myself because these are really popular maps. And I think that I might just do that, guys, and let you guys choose another map for me to hunt on for the rest of the stream today, if you guys are okay with that. Because I want to be able to attract as big of an audience as I can, and if there are new people wanting to hunt with me, then I'd rather them be on a map that they really enjoy. Yeah, Parquet ain't that exciting. That's the reason why. I mean, it's up to you guys. I can tell you that out of all these maps, Hirschfelden, Parque Fernando, down, eh, eh, down here, Parque Fernando, Hirschfelden, and and Verhonga Savannah, along with what is the other one? Actually, that's it. I think the only maps that I'm still mostly learning right now is Parquet for Hunger Savannah and Hirschfelden. Everything else, I pretty well know where to go to find the animals and what times to find them at, or at least I know the rough estimate of when to do that. So, what do you guys want me doing? Because I think I've made up my mind, guys, and I hope I don't make you guys mad or hurt your feelings or anything. But I think I will save my Thunder Baton map along with my Quattro Carolinas for the 500 subscriber special if we ever get there. So